स्वागत है आपका पारिक सर की क्लास में. Today we will discuss C Union Introduction. In a previous lecture we have discussed about structure. Due to this, user may create own data types along with all features like int, char and float. One more thing about the structure is that the data variables used in the structure have different locations, but in the contiguous manner. But in case of the union, the user may create with the help of a union on data types along with the all features like structures and int, char and float. But the variables share this same memory locations, not for a different memory location. They will share the same memory location, and memory location which will be shared is belongs to a largest data types. For example, if union contains int, char and float, which data type has the largest memory? That is simply this is the float. So others int and char will share this memory locations. A float is already shared. But one more thing, the remaining variables except the largest data type variable should not exceed the size of shared memory location. Otherwise they will give the correct output. So one more thing, the union is the same as the structure, but in case of the accessibility and to the controlling, these are the different. Where in the structure the data variables have a different memory location in the contiguous manner, but in union the all data members within the union share the same memory location. So we need to access the any variables. If we want to input, we want to initialize the union, it should be initialized one by one at a time, and we can access the member of unions one by one, not at a time like as the structure. We will give the example and understand very well through the example. First of all, we will see the what is the syntax of union. The syntax of union is same as the structure. First of all, like union name in brackets, data type variable 1, data types variable 2, data type variable 3, and in last semicolon. That will create the data types name union name. This is the same as the structure. Now we can compare the structure and union by the syntax and memory location. Here we have the example of, for a structure, struct employee, it contains the three data types variables like int, char and float along with the variables id, number, name and salary. Same as for union, the data type name is union manager along with the data types and variables int, char, float. The variables name is id, name and salary. This it means we can consider these are the same thing, but what are the size of the structure and what will be the size of union? So in the diagram we can say that in the structure there are the three variables id, name and salary. They have a different locations, like id number is for long int 4 bytes, name is the string of the of 30 bytes, and salary 4 bytes because salary is for float. But in case of the union, this is the largest memory was character name 30. It means 30 byte. This 30 byte will be shared for all int, char and float variables. So we can say that the long int id number contains the 4 byte. This 4 byte will be used from the 30 bytes, and float for the 4 byte. This will be also used within the 30 bytes, and character name is the same as the 30 bytes. So if any changes in the variables, whatever the variables name is id number, this may impact to the other variables. But in case of the structure, if any changes of the variable may not change to the other variables because all variables have a different locations. But in case of the union, any changes in the variable that may impact to the other variables because all variables share the same memory locations. This will create to the deflection of the bits because all the value stored in a locations for every data types in a bit form. Like Union contains the 30 bytes. It means it contains the total 30 into 8, need 240 bits for all data types. It means long int use 4 byte. It means 32 byte for long int and 32 bit for float, and character contains the 240 bits. If any changes in the value, that will change into the bit, so it will provide the character of the output. So how we can access, how we can initialize, we will discuss here. Part 1. First of all, we create the difference. Struct employee, these are the same as the data types in a previous memory locations. In the second part, here are struct and union are initialized. 10 for 10 Robin and 44,556.65 is for structure. It have a different values, but in case of the union manager, MGR 20 for ID, Jack for name, 98,473 for salary for union. But if we want to print the address of the locations for all variables, this is like same size. This will provide this thing. In case of the structure, we have seen the address of the each variable are the different, but in case of the union, all variables have a same address because they share as a same memory locations. So due to this, the value of variable may be different to each other, whatever the user want. Now, based on the initializations, how we can initialize the union variables? First of all, remember one more thing, only one variables may initialize at a time. But by default, the starting value of a variable, the starting variable should be initialized in case of the union. But whereas the structure, the all variables may be initialized at a time. But in case of the union, the starting variable may be used at a time. Now we can create the union data type, union employee. The starting variable is ID number. That was the int type. And here we create a emp1 variable along with the initialization, that is the 24 ID number. This will impact to the other variables like as a salary and category. Salary and category will not create a garbage value, but it provide the value by the impact of the ID number because of a same memory locations, like that. This will be the output for ID number, salary and category. But in case of the second, how we can access the value of the union members? Here we have the example of union data. This is the data type. I, F and ST are the variables of a different data type. We create the variable of a union data and initialize the union members at a time. Here we can see that I, F and STR. These are the initialized at a time, like as a structure. But what happen if we print the value of the union members? This will print the same manner as given in the program? No. This will give the different output as user don't need. It is because we have created the all initialization at a time. So the last initializations as a string, last initialization will be remain. This will impact to the I and F. This will be output like that. Here you can say what was in the program, but what is the output. These are totally different. But now we can write here correct like that. Initialize the one variable at a time and print out. And for I 10, we can print data.I. This will be 10. Again for F 220.5. This will impact to the I, but we have print the I already before the F, so don't impact to the I because we have accessed the value of I. When we initialize the F, definitely this will impact to the I. We don't print the I, but we print the F only. So the value of f remain as whatever initializations. But in case of the string, use the strcpy initialization of a C programming. This will store into the str. This will also impact to the I and f, but we don't print the I and f. We have print only str. So the value of str will remain unchanged wherever I and f changed, but we don't print I and f. We have print the I and f before the strcpy. So we can access in such a manner. There is no changes in case of when we print, but practically it has been changed. It have been changed. Due to this, if we print again I, f and str, this will go to the previous example, like as example 3rd. So one more thing, why union is used. If any such type of difficulty are used, we can say that if we want only for one variables and we want to use to share the memory locations, we create the union, and union save the memory in compared to the structure. But this is the difficult along with the structure, because accessibility of the union members is one by one. So it is sometimes difficult, sometimes initialization may be difficult. Here we see the structure and union difference. So one more thing, one by one. The struct keyword is used for structure, union keyword for use for union. The size of the structure is the collection of the all members present in the structure, while in the union the largest memory of a data type will be used for all others value. Value cannot be altered to the other variables while any changes in a variables of the structure, but in case of the union, if any variable value is changed, the other variables will be impacted through the variables. In case of the structure, the accessing of the variables may be accessed at a time, but in case of the union, it is not a possible. Initialization is such as a manner. So I hope you have understood about the union. One more thing I want to say, see the video more than one times about the union. You will understand very well. Thank you too much.